you should have volume. Microphones are up here and working. I don't know what the problem is. It's but I'll tell you what. I'll work on it. Do you hear it now? Do you hear anything like now, D?
No,
Okay,
no, I can't.
that's bizarre. Huh. Well, there we go. Okay,
It just
we're on.
came on my phone.
All right, then we're live again. Sorry, folks. A problem with the volume switch here, apparently, with our stream page. But I'll go back on what we are just talking about. D, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it when people call in and say, "Hey, your microphone's not on. Hey, there's something going on. I need to know." Uh, I have it on the radio side, which I hear it very well on the phone. But tonight we're talking about ghosts and how things happen, the craziness of what happens with ghosts, what they do. They play their games. They're the real thing, of course. I've had people that have had orbs in their house. They've had all sorts of things happen. This lady, I was telling her earlier, if you listen to the Kate Ghost side on the radio side, I was telling about the lady that moved into this new house here, well, an old house, new to her, did some repainting and moved things around and moved their furniture in. And all of a sudden, different plates are being moved around the house. Like she's finding a stack of plates in the bathroom, of all things. Crazy stuff. Yeah, unbelievable. Things happen. And when they happen, like maybe this microphone thing that happened. That's pretty crazy. Yes, me. Because everything's working here, and then you get this type of thing going on. Well, it's radio. We'll apologize. So I guess the first 10 minutes of the show, you didn't hear much. You didn't hear much going on. Well, I'm sorry for that. I want to say hello to Chief Hall out there in Avondale. Yes, to all the people out there, the firefighters. Station 23, we thank you so very much for listening to us. Of course, I got Canada, Montana, Ken and Dee in Florida. Thank you, Dee, for the call. And I have Neil and Barbara in London, Randy in PA, Jonathan in Texas. On our radio side, we've got about 27 people listening. And I got a lot of Canadians listening to this show, which I thank you for the call again, Dee. I was going to show a picture of the other studio that we have in here. You can see it on the side there, the microphones, and there's a desk there, and the computers and stuff in the back. And if you look up there, that's a T-shirt. When I did my Elvis concerts back in the day, we used to sell those. That's only one I got left, and it's staying here. I've had a lot of people want to buy that. I said, no, it's the last of what I have, the good old days, the fun days. Yeah, we're having fun days now. And we are, tell you for sure. Had a great time, like I say, down at the Pioneer Saloon. They had a Mardi Gras. It was fantastic. Everybody enjoyed themselves. Had a nice little parade in here in town. I had a good time with Chris and Val. We went to the Sphere down in Las Vegas. That's the big ball. And anyway, it was that was the performer apparently, and she's a huge, unbelievable. This robot and everything about it was 3D, 4D, unbelievable. I can almost touch that the trees, anything going on in there. You'll see it on my Facebook page. Take a look at it, and you'll see that whole thing that we went to with a lot of fun. Boy, get a chance to check it out. Yes, I have some things missing at my home that just disappeared. I don't get it. A hairbrush, yeah, a toothbrush. Mm. Well, they're not there now, and they were there before the ghost people came in, and it disappeared. Ghosts do that. They can. I have tapping on the walls. I'm having uh, a hand on the window tapping, and I saw the hand went up. There's nobody out there, so that's really weird. Cats and dogs really can catch on to all this stuff. Boy, my cat's like staring like big time. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. You have any problems with ghosts? Have you had any problems with ghosts? Have you seen a ghost? I know my buddy down there in Florida had the orbs. There's a reason why he had them. Maybe he'll call in and talk about it. If you have a ghost story, I'd like to hear a bit of it, and we'll get you on. We'll talk about it too. Again, this open lines tonight. We'll give up this number.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada. Lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. 1114.
And just recapping, we are talking about ghosts tonight. This is quite a town. There's been some action in this town, and there's the new person in town who's doing a lot of moving buildings and then all sorts of stuff. So I think it's kind of disturbed them or woke them up. I don't know, but I'm getting reports from a lot of people that are having a lot of ghost activity, and this doesn't really bother me so far. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff. My buddy down there in Florida had a situation. Apparently, he had to call some special people in to take care of the problem, and it was taken care of. I guess it cost them a bit of money, but they got rid of what was there. And I have a friend over here locally that used to live here. There is a orb that came into his house, went along the wall. He almost wanted to touch it. I wouldn't have even done that. It freaked me out. And yeah, he said just move there. And he says he's had lights turned on for him when he's at nighttime when he's going to go outside, and had those experiences. So whatever was there was watching out for him. Imagine that. Crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a bit of rain today. And it is raining. Big storm coming in over our town soon, and then heading into Arizona. I think that's where it's supposed to be ended up forecast, as they say. Hey, quite a speech last night from the president. It was interesting. A lot going on in the UFO world. A lot more is being seen. People are taking pictures. And there's a lot of fake stuff out there too. I've seen some cool stuff, but it's fake, you know. But you don't hear much about it on the news right now. You're just hearing a lot of things that the president's doing, is active, and Mr. His other buddy, and then Bobby, what he's doing. So, yeah, I hope it's going to work out for everybody. I hope it does, I really do. And weather all over the country is kind of crazy. Yeah. Of course, my buddy in Florida is enjoying the sun, I'm sure, and his pool. Yeah, they do a lot of yard art stuff. They paint, and I think I'll have to show you that one of these days. But they're great artists. I'm blown away, man. And this is Ken. I'll show you this where he was at. This is his picture he took of a ghost. And he's standing right on the porch. Just apparently a car caught on fire, and the guy died in the car, of course. But here he is on the porch. Let's see, here it is. This is what it looks like. There he is, and that's the window. Now I'm going to show you at night when this picture was taken. Apparently there was a car accident there and a fire, and you can see in that picture over here where that fire is. Look at the structure, and you'll see a man standing with a cup of coffee and a cigarette. That's a ghost. That's a real ghost, and that's a real picture. Nothing's been doctored on that whatsoever. And that's kind of like the first one I've had from in my hands on my show of a real ghost. That is, glad he got it. Yeah, apparently he couldn't find it for years, but he did, and we ended up with it, which is cool. We thank him for that. That's Ken out of Florida. Yeah. You have a ghost story? Love to hear it. And we'll be back right after this.
There's no typical meth user. I was from an upper middle class family. Meth is terribly addictive. My first time using it, I was hooked. There was no turning back. I lost my job. I was homeless. I never thought I'd see my family again. I have a great fear of meth because it took so much of me. I mean, it took everything. Meth took over my soul.
Visit our website at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Mom, you wanted to talk to me?
The calendar hypnosis into thumbtack cushion, completely tailwind. And sewing elephants plant before cartoon paper cups. so numbers renovate.
If your teenager is trying drugs or alcohol, would you know the right words to use?
Afterward, lightly fish scale. Doorbell.
Find out what to say at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
I have a friend that has a Tesla, and apparently they can see ghosts on their screens. It shows, where there's cars and stuff and whatever on that screen there. But it shows people walking. He was in a cemetery, and he played this on the screen, and all of a sudden there were these ghosts walking around, but nobody out there. But you see these people walking around in this screen. And I know that some cars have them, some cars don't. Some cars can get it, some cars don't get it. But pretty scary stuff, man. And they're seen, and they're everywhere. They're just a different dimension and different frequency. And can they cause harm? Yeah, they can. There are some very bad ghosts. There's bad people, and there's bad ghosts. I don't know. I mean, when they leave here, do they go to ghost land, or do they go to heaven or hell? But who knows? But or they just stay here? Yeah. You have a choice to move on, I guess. That's interesting. How would that work? Let's take some more calls.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada. Lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114.
In a small town, and any town, I would say, especially in rural areas, where there are older buildings and all, you get a lot of this stuff. There's a building right down the street, and there has been lights inside that building. Doesn't have any power. You imagine that? What's that all about? Yeah, you see lights in that building. There's somebody inside there. No, I've checked it. I have the keys to that building. There's nobody there. Very dusty in there. Yeah, but nobody in there. And that's very, very odd. They like to play with electricity and with buttons, by the way. Yeah. And you ever get a cold spot in your house where it's just very cold all of a sudden? You go, wow, it's a chilly area. Why is that? I have the heater on, but it's cold in that one spot. That's where a spirit's standing. Just probably looking at you and watching you. What are you doing? Yes. Can you imagine that? Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, believe it. They're here. And they're here to stay or go. And it's how you can contact them, or how you would, I guess, feel them. That's what it's all about. What sight do you have to be able to see the ghost? Do you communicate with the ghost? Do you talk with them? I suppose you do. They do on all those ghost shows. They have all these different boxes and devices, and they communicate. But you know something? They never give you some advice. Maybe get out, or say your name maybe. But you never hear them say, "Well, how was your day?" Or "Don't buy that car," or whatever. I mean, you don't get much. Just a little name, or no, yes, or will say their name, or they know about you. They might say a date that you're familiar with. Yeah. I've been watching all those shows, and we've had some people on in the past shows, and it reminds me to tell you, hopefully next week we're going to have a real special guest on, and someone that knows about spirits and all that, and quite an interesting lady. I won't spoil it for you, but she is interesting, and so is her husband. But that spiritual end of it is you got to be in tune with it. If you're not in tune, you don't see nothing or experience anything. If you do, hopefully it's a good experience. Let's try this line. You're on the air. What's your name and what would you like to talk about?
It's Ken from Florida.
Hey, Ken from Florida. Thank you. Tell Dee thank you again. Apparently, the ghosts have been screwing with our microphones. So, Ken, can you tell us about that picture and then tell me about your orbs?
Well, I'll tell you about the picture.
Okay, it's going back
He
up.
was a friend of mine for a couple decades. I knew him for 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he died. And about 3-4 months after he died, he had a guy left the bar on the road where we live, and he jumped the curb and hit the house. Well, he hit where the light meter was. The house caught on fire. So there's a girl, I know her, she took pictures of the car and the house on fire, and she didn't know what she took. She didn't know that Bill was standing on the porch, and I saw a picture. I said, well, hell, he's standing on the porch, but he's long dead and buried.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And I told you, I said, Larry, I give you the picture, then I'm going to go up and stand on that porch. The house has been rebuilt. And I went up there and stood right where Bill was standing with that coffee cup in his hand.
Yeah, I can see him.
And that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. That's Bill. I know him. I knew him a long time. He was a Marysville police officer.
Oh, my goodness.
And that was him standing on that porch. And that house was burned, and he was standing there like it was a normal day. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Then, down here in this house here, I had an orb problem.
Yes, you did.
We know we had just something funny going on in the kitchen and other parts and things getting broken. Well, I had to call the paranormal people in to take her. It was a female.
Mm.
But now I kind of contributed that to myself because I had bought an urn. I bought 2 of them.
2 urns.
And they were dated and had names on them. And I believe I may have brought her in there. She must have been attached to the urn.
Yeah. You think? Yes. Wow.
And I had that pay to have her taken out of here. Then a year or so later, then I had 5 of them in here. 5 guys.
Come on in,
And
everybody.
I got
Right?
their names and everything. And I said, man, now this is a fairly new house here. This house was about 18 years old at that time.
Right.
And I had to pay again to have that 5 taken out, but they didn't do nothing. They were just, they were here, but they didn't. But she was a little different. She liked breaking things and letting doors open and turning lights on and.
Wow.
But you can have them removed. They come in with the sea salt and the smoke and all that stuff. You can have them removed.
Yeah.
But,
Sage
they
there.
are real. There's no doubt in my mind.
Wow. Ken,
But,
were these urns where their ashes were at? Maybe?
Nope, there were no ashes on them. They were nice and clean. They were pretty, and I bought them at a yard sale.
You don't know the history. Yeah.
But how about them other 5? I don't know where them guys come from. They were hungry and they wanted a preacher. I heard them talk. I got all that stuff on my computer.
What?
I got their first names. I don't know their last names, but the guy that took them out of here told me their names. In fact, I was sitting out by the swimming pool, and he came out on the lanai, and I was talking to him, and he had this thing in his hand. I don't know what they call that stuff. It had like a little television screen on it. He said, "Oh my God, he's sitting in this chair right over from you."
Ah, yes.
And
Yes.
that quick, that thing got up and left. You
Ooh.
could see the outlines like I was going all around him as he moved.
Wow.
And it's all on my computer in here, but it was, they're real, but man, it's been quiet for a long time now.
Well, good. Maybe they moved on. Hopefully.
But they had no idea why they were in my house. They weren't in any of the other houses around here, but
Well,
they were in mine, and there was only 2 people ever lived in my house, and none of them died in this house. I don't know.
Those had
But
to
I
be
do
those
know
rooms.
about the first one. It was a female,
Mm,
and she was shot.
she was shot.
Somebody shot and killed her,
Oh my goodness.
and she was in a wall.
Oh,
That's what she said.
really?
And they asked her what part of the house she liked best that I lived in. She said the kids' room. Well, I ain't got no kids over here, but that's the room she liked, and it's far one back. You see, the house is like my section's all on one side of the house, and then the other bedrooms and bathrooms are on the other side. I guess she liked that room back there.
So do you think that she lived in your house at one time or not?
No, it was the house was built in 2002.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So she's talking about where she was from or maybe in telling you the story. My God. That's unbelievable, man. What about the other spirits? What did you get any information out of them at all? Why they're there, or I mean, where they're from, or who were they?
And no information.
Okay.
He didn't get that.
Mm.
But you know, this thing they got in their hand, they can actually see them.
Yeah, I've seen
It'll
that.
outline them.
Yeah, like a stick figure, more or less. Did you see the guy outlined on that meter thing?
Oh, yeah. I saw him sitting in that chair about 10 foot away from me. I saw the outline sitting in the chair.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
It should be on my computer. I don't know if I can get that to you or not. Oh, yeah. That was 1 out of the 5.
Wow.
But he gave me all their names, everything he put on my computer.
Oh, well, good. I mean,
I had to pay him twice. But now there's nothing now. I mean, well, the cat let me know what was going on.
yeah, see? The cats and the dogs, they
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Oh, my God, Ken, that's something. That's kind of gives me shivers there. Wow. That's totally interesting. Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad you know that I got your time to air this stuff, because if you don't see the pictures, you don't believe that stuff's for real. But
Right.
I went right to where my buddy was standing,
Okay.
and I know he was long dead.
Right.
But he was sure standing there.
Uh-huh. We have another caller. Caller, what's your name and where are you from?
Look, this is Barbara calling.
Hi, Barbara. How are you?
I'm
Wow.
doing great. How are you tonight?
Well, we're better. Our mic was off for about 8-9 minutes. Ghost.
Oh my!
Yeah, the ghost.
Well, my son Trevor did. He texted me and said that you were talking about ghosts tonight.
Yes, and Ken's on the line also, Barbara.
Who's that? Who is that?
Ken from Florida.
Oh, hello, Ken.
Hello, Barbara.
How are you tonight? Did you say that you were from Florida?
Yes, I'm from Florida.
Oh, we love Florida. How is the weather over there this time of year?
Well, it was 81 today, so I went in the swimming pool. We got a couple drops of rain that went to 67 real quick, so it's been a cold winter here in Florida.
Oh, my, 80 degrees. That sounds wonderful. It's a little cold today. Glenn, did you get any rain today?
I sure did. It's raining right now, matter of fact. Yeah, it is.
Oh, my, yeah, we did as well up in the Summerlin area. We did get some rain. And it was a little nippery as well,
Yeah.
I could not imagine getting in our pool. It's too cold.
Yeah, it's pretty cold out here. It is, yeah. It's about 48 right now. The temperature in our little town of Good Springs.
Or 66.
66.
The reason I called you is,
Yes.
now, you remember I was talking about one of our neighbors, Joyce.
Okay.
Anyway, Joyce does have a rental property in the North Las Vegas area.
Okay.
Anyway, she does seem to think that it may be haunted.
Wow. What's happening on that house?
Well, evidently that there are. She does have it's a rental property. There are renters there.
Okay.
And this was about 2 weeks ago. She told me, and we took a trip down there to take a look around and see if we could kind of investigate this.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Anyway, that the tenants or the renters there,
Okay.
they seem to think that their things are being missing, and they hear the knocks on their windows at
Yep.
night
Yep.
and on the doors too.
I've had that happen here.
And the lights are flickering, and sometimes there's excuse me.
I was Ken. Ken, again, let me thank Ken and go ahead and let me free that line up. Hey,
No,
Ken, thank you
that's
so
okay.
much. Ken?
Maybe Ken can comment on this.
Okay. Ken, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Anyway, that they say that there's areas of cold spots. Have you heard of this, Glenn or Ken? Cold spots.
Yeah, I have. Have you had any cold spots at your place, sir, Ken?
We didn't have cold spots. We had the shadows.
And the shadows.
Oh my goodness.
You know, it'd be pretty
Anyway,
hard to
they
figure out a
say
cold
this.
spot. And this house got the central air in it. It gets pretty cold.
Oh, okay. The air conditioning.
So
Yeah.
no, I mean, you get one certain area would be cold, you know, and not cold in another area.
Right.
And especially where the knocking sounds were.
That's the ghost. That's the spirits. That's them.
No, we never had that.
You never had that, Ken, huh?
She just seen
Anyway,
shadows.
we did go there and to investigate. I wanted to. Joyce was telling me this information, and I thought, well, you know, but let me take a look too. You know, went down, we took a drive,
Yeah.
and we went and took a look at the property. You know,
Okay.
so anyway, they have some nice Hispanics living there,
Oh.
a Hispanic family, and they got quite a few children there. But I did not see any ghosts. Of course, we were there during the day, but and I spoke to the one of the children, the older children. He speaks English.
Oh.
And evidently, there's one area in the living room that gets very cold. It's a spot in the corner, and I went over there to take a look, and to me, it smelled like urine. Have you ever had this, Glenn?
No, I haven't had that. How about,
The ghost and the urine smell, Glenn?
no,
Have you heard of this?
I haven't heard. Have you heard that, Ken? Have you heard of that before? Have you? It's pretty crazy. No, I have never had that happen. No. I've heard of people smelling perfume and cigars and stuff like that. And, you know, odd smells.
Well,
but
I don't know why. To me, it smelled like a urine smell in the corner, and the boy said that area in the corner is a lot of activity in that corner. The knocking sounds,
okay.
and the cold area, the cold spots. They call it cold spots.
Yes, cold spots. Exactly what they do.
And I mentioned it the urine. What is the smell here? This is terrible. First, I thought, oh my goodness, you have bad tenants. That they have a dog or something, you know.
Yeah.
And she does not allow pets, so they do not have pets there. I did not see any evidence of any dogs or cats.
Maybe it was a ghost that had a problem. Maybe the ghost had a.
I don't know. I think that me and Joyce, she had bought the property as investment, a rental property. She bought it about 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what we're going to do together is maybe do a little research on the property and see what happened there.
There you go. That's the best way to start.
Kind of like an investigative, like a sleuthing, something that we can do, me and the girls can do.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Not a bad
I
idea.
I felt very strange with the pee-pee, with the urine. I guess I didn't know if that was something common or not.
Oh.
And that's what I wanted to call about.
I'm not sure.
If anybody has any information about this, or maybe it's a common thing, or if I don't know. Do ghosts? Do they go pee? Do ghosts go pee? You know this, Glenn?
I don't think so. I think that
they're
spiritual. I think they don't have a body to hold urine. You know, I don't think so. No, I think that they're just,
Okay.
you know. Hey, Ken, I'll let you go, buddy. Thanks for calling, my friend.
Okay, will do.
All right, thanks so much, D2. Appreciate you.
Oh.
All right, we'll talk
Good
to you
night,
later.
Ken.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a good night, Ken, in Florida.
Good night,
I
Barbara.
wish I
You
was in
too.
Florida.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was D on the line there. Boy, she helped me up. Um,
Who's that?
that was his wife that said hello
Oh,
to you.
we should have introduced me to her,
I'm,
Glenn.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
Well, yeah, they know of you. They hear you. They like you when you call. And
Oh,
you know,
oh,
it's-
that's nice
You-
to hear. I didn't know that Ken's wife was on the phone. I would have said hello.
yeah. Well, I didn't know either, but
You
no,
never, maybe we have something in common.
you never know. Yeah.
Anyway, Glenn,
Well,
I
I'm
did
glad
want to
that the
bring that
ghost.
up about the rental property,
Yeah.
and we're going to do a little bit of investigating on the history of this property,
Oh yeah.
and let's see if we can find something.
Boy, I hope you
And
do.
what I was told is if you can find something
Mm-hmm.
that is permanent to the history of it, maybe you could bring that
To
with you
with you.
to try to stir the ghost a bit.
Yeah.
People say, oh, if there was children, you'll bring toys or something, or maybe you bring a rattle,
Oh, I didn't
or
know that.
something that can stir up
Okay.
the conjuring, of the conjuring.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this, Glenn?
Yeah. There's actually was a movie about that. Yeah. I forget what her name was, but she was a very well-known psychic. What was her name? It was a husband and wife team. God, what is the name? I can see them both. The Wilsons, the Johnsons. I something like that. But yeah, they're
Well,
very.
maybe you'll
yeah,
let me know about that, Glenn.
I will.
Anyway, I just wanted to call about that, and that's our latest, kind of a excitement that me and that I've been going through with my friend Joyce, and
That's great.
we're going to do some investigating on this, and I'm going to keep you informed about it.
Oh, please do, because I want to hear more about it.
If that's okay, Glenn.
Oh, that is fantastic. We'll expect to hear
Now,
from you about your investigation.
do we have? Is there any way to contact you? Do we take a Ouija board or any of these types of things?
I wouldn't be messing with the Ouija board. I would not. That's kind of a
No. So no on the Ouija board.
no on the Ouija board. Big no on the Ouija board.
Big no. Okay.
Yeah, because those are.
What about these? I hear that they take the readings with the thermometers and these types of things.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
heard of this, Glenn?
Yeah, I've heard the other devices that they have. Some of the devices and stuff. EMF meter and all that stuff.
And where can you get this meter,
I,
Glenn?
I know you can go on Amazon, look for your ghost hunting kit.
Amazon sells this ghost equipment.
Yes, I think they do.
Oh my! I will take a look at that,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll get some ghost gear, as
Yeah.
they say, gear.
Watch
Glenn?
watch maybe the Ghost Adventures or the Ghost People shows and see what they use. There's a bunch of them out now. So
I
that's,
will take a look at that, and maybe we can get some equipment
yeah.
for the next time that we go, Glenn.
Yes, yes. I can't wait till the new seasons come out with the Ghost Adventures, by the way.
I did hear about that. You had spoke
Yeah,
about it that
yeah. They're in
there's
our
big
town.
activity in your town and
Yeah.
in your place. Is this what I understand?
Well, and at the bar too. That's they did a big.
At the bar. Well, the bar's been known for that.
Yeah, yeah, well,
For the hauntings and whatnot.
Yeah, and they have a whole series, a whole thing on it, and I'm happen to be in it too. Over there at that time. It's
Well,
been-
maybe after I get this, we get this equipment. If we have any luck at the rental, maybe we can come out there to your place and do some ghost hunting.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind you coming out here.
That would be
Yeah,
neat.
yeah, that'd be a lot of fun to have you come out. People can meet you then and whatever, because they hear about you. They hear you all the time when you call in. So they like to meet Barbara someday. So yeah, it'd be fun.
That makes me a little embarrassed. Anyway, Glenn, I just wanted to call about that,
Alrighty.
and then maybe you'll get some information, and maybe by the next time we'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Let me know. You know where I'm
I
at.
will, Glenn.
Well, thanks so very much, Barbara. Appreciate your call.
I would Steve is not here. Steve is in the other room.
Okay.
You know, the Golden Knights are playing.
Oh, they are. Oh, wow.
Yes, and he's in there. You know, he's hooting and hollering and having his beer and watching a game. He gets real excited, and
Yeah.
hopefully they win tonight because I don't like to get him in a bad mood.
Yeah. You don't want the bad mood. No. We want them to win. I like the Golden Knights. They're cool.
Well, me too. Go
Yeah.
Knights, go. They say scream that.
Yes.
Anyway, Clint, it's
All right.
good to hear your voice,
You too.
and
Appreciate
it was a pleasure to speak with Ken from Florida.
Yes.
And we'll see. We'll talk to you next time. Hopefully, we'll
all
get some information.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see what you find. That'd be a lot of fun.
It
Appreciate.
will be, Glenn.
Okay, we appreciate you, Barbara. Be well.
All right, have a good night, Glenn.
Good night. Bye bye. Oh, wonderful, Barbara. She's great. She's been a long time listener and caller, and she she supports the station. She they got their UFO group, and now I guess she's going to have a ghost hunting group. Imagine that, Barbara. Wow. Oh, let's see what she finds. Well, I'd stay tuned for that one, huh? Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Yes, sirree. I'm going to give the number out again.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada. Lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114.
That's the number to call. Yes, sirree. About ghosts. Do you have a story about ghosts? Do you have, are they that dangerous? What type of equipment would you get to go hunt ghosts? I know the EMF thing. That's one. And I know that there's you can use a flashlight and just have it turned on, and they'll have to move it for yes and no answers. That's one way of doing something. But having a Ouija board to communicate with them, no. Keep that out of the whole scenario. That's just bad stuff. I was watching the Ghost Adventure show the other day, and they had gone into this mostly a very, very evil house, and pretty cool stuff what they come up with. But they know what they're doing. They're professionals. You're on the air. What's your name? And you're live.
Hey, this is Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, how's it going, man?
Hey, pretty good. I'm calling out here in Henderson.
Okay. All righty, sir.
I was listening to your show tonight. Yeah, good stuff. I was listening to your last caller,
Barbara.
the lady.
Yes, Barbara.
Oh, is that her name, Barbara?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she had mentioned something about urine or
Yeah, urine.
urine smell. I've heard of this, and I was trying to call to speak with her. I've heard of this. I have a friend who does this ghost hunting business.
Oh.
They have a business of it, and they have a YouTube show or channel, whatever they call that.
Right.
Anyway, that's what they do, and they do this. And I remember him mentioning something about a urine smell as well.
Oh.
But evidently that was because of somebody who was deceased, where they didn't, they found that body, days later.
Oh. Well, I wasn't aware of that. How that worked.
Yeah. So in other words, the body has been in somewhat of a decay, and I'm assuming that bodily fluids come out after a while, and then they just kind of sit there.
Mm.
And my friend had said that the occupants of the home they've cleaned the floor, they've changed the flooring out, the carpet, they did everything they can, and there's periodically the urine smell comes back. So sometimes I go, I remember when he told me that story, I go, well, maybe it's just seeped into the concrete or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Who knows?
In the building itself, when it gets warm, it comes out. Maybe.
You know what I mean? But I just found it strange that I remember him telling me this story about the urine, and then the lady calling about and questioning about that.
good.
has
Appreciate
heard
you.
about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if she's still listening, that I heard something about it. I mean, that it's
Yeah.
not something evidently unheard of. That my buddy
The ghost
has
business, huh? Yeah.
yeah, you know, and they,
Mm.
you know, it's not a, that's what I said. I go, maybe it's in the walls or, and they
Yeah.
go, no, it doesn't happen all the time. And it's
Oh.
not like it happens on cold
Okay.
or hot nights or
All right.
cold nights. There's no
Hmm.
rhyme or reason, and it goes away. It will
Hmm.
come and go.
Maybe it's the spirit itself. Maybe that
What,
spirit comes and goes, and that's the
smells like urine?
yeah, or that's whatever it's what decomposed as. I guess I don't know. God,
I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It kind of gives me the creeps a
Me-
bit. For
me-
me, I don't know. I'm not into the whole. I wouldn't do that.
Have
You
you?
know,
Well,
I'm not about to go in and go. You know, and she's talking about doing it her own with her friend.
yeah.
I wouldn't do that at all. I mean, that's up to her. You always hear about these, you know, people taking spirits home with them.
Right.
Or,
Right.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't even want to take the chance. You know what
No.
I mean?
No. Right. Right. Have you ever seen a ghost yourself or had
No,
experiences?
I have never
Oh,
never had.
okay.
Like I said, I went to high school with my buddy, and he's real into it. And he talks.
Is-
We see each other at least once a week, and he talks to me
Yeah.
about all this stuff that he does. And it's to me it's interesting, but
Yeah.
I don't
I
I
wouldn't
don't
want it
I don't want to get involved with it.
No.
But I'll hear the stories. That's
Yeah.
great.
Of course. Yeah.
And I'll watch his videos or whatnot, and but it's all fun and games until something brings something home. That's the way I look at it.
Oh, that's a great way of looking at it. I really think that's the
Hey,
right way to
I
look
was
at it.
hoping I was going to speak with the caller about
Yeah.
the urination thing.
Yeah, I'm
and,
sorry you missed her. She
But
just-
maybe she's her or
she's-
when
she's
you
listening, I'm
speak
sure.
to her again.
Yeah.
Tell her that
I
about
will.
my story at least.
Okay.
It's not completely random.
Right. Do you think these ghost hunters make much money, or is it just a hobby of theirs? I mean, Ken was saying that he spent a lot of money to get these orbs out of his house, and gosh, I mean, that's interesting. I've seen funny movies
My
about it. but-
friend, he's not like a Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I want to get rid of like a pest control. He doesn't do that. He
Yeah.
he just does the. You know what I mean? He just does the investigation and try to get stuff on tape for his YouTube channel or whatever
Right.
channel it is.
Right.
I don't know. Sometimes I think these people that are out trying to exterminate them like you would a rats or something. I don't know. To me, it sounds a little hokey to me. But
Yeah.
who knows? What do I know?
Well, at least we know that they can bring odors with them. I've heard about.
Yeah.
I've heard-
Evidently, that is that. You had mentioned something about the perfume and,
Yeah,
and,
and the
and the
cigar.
cigars, and that's very common. I mean, I've heard this on several different occasions from them.
Yeah.
And, but the urine thing was just that one story, and I just thought it was bizarre. And then she mentioned this, so I just wanted to kind of just weigh in on that.
I wonder how easy it is to get rid of these ghosts. Do they really just go when you ask them to go, or do they still hang around on you? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I gotta, if you probably talk to my
buddy.
family, they would just say that you would just use the Jesus in Jesus' name
Yeah.
to cast out.
Mhm.
They're pretty religious on that end. I'm assuming that's what I don't know. I mean, I've heard this too. In the name of Jesus,
Father, Son, yeah.
that banishing or
Right.
who knows.
Yeah, I used to have a friend. His name was Ram, and he could tell you whether there was a ghost there or not. This guy, he's seen a lot, man. He went deep into Mexico to find some treasure, and he found out the ghosts out were guarding that treasure. It was very, very dangerous, and boy, he could have written a book, man. I tell you, but he saw some weird old Spanish you call them soldiers or whatever, that were guarding this gold that spirits were. And he says he saw them and they were evil. And so you got evil ghosts too. I mean, you got bad ghosts and good ghosts, I guess. I mean,
Well, it's probably like you got people and
Yeah.
good people. Like you
Yeah.
know, I mean, I guess when they're when they die or transform over, that if they're in other words, if you were an asshole and living, maybe you're an asshole ghost. I don't know.
right. Yeah. Huh. Well, sir, thank you very much for your phone call. And thank you
Yeah,
for listening to
I
us.
wish I would have caught the lady, but
Yeah, Ronnie.
hopefully she's listening, and
Oh, I'm sure she is.
and I really wanted to comment on that. Anyway,
Thanks.
anyway, great show, Larry Glenn, and
Appreciate you.
keep up the good work.
All right. Thank you, sir. Be well.
Good night.
Yeah. See, I guess they can do that. I mean, wow. Yeah. Urine smell. Gosh. Ugh. Well, I don't have any smells in my house, but I have ghosts. I really do. And my place has been haunted for a long time. You'll see more about it later on. I'm not going to tell you all of the story, but things are happening. I wish I'd return my toothbrush and my brush, that hairbrush, whatever. Yeah, they're listening. Maybe they'll do that. I don't know, but little baby kitty, she can Calico. She can let me know what's going on. But I'll tell you, she'll look at something real fast and she'll take off, run around, come back, and yeah. Well, they do that normally too. But hey, want to say hello to my friends over there at the Creekside Diner over there, and Karen. She is a great cook, great food, the whole bit. I'll tell you for sure. Owns that little place, Creekside Diner. Yeah, it's in Kennington Square, Pennsylvania, on Baltimore Pike, 717 West. Yeah, so check it out. Boy, she's a nice lady, and I had a friend that came by here and met this gentleman, and he told me he knows right where that diner's at. I said, well, let her know. I'll buy you your breakfast, man. So I hope she's listening. I'll probably give her a call tomorrow too, type of thing. And tomorrow, I'm going to do some recording, get some stuff done, some music, new music. And we're working on a couple new web pages. So that's something to look forward to when some things happen here soon. And so we're always active doing things in the station. Things can get better and things can get worse. When you have no sound, first part of your show, it's great. Thank God someone called me and let me know. I would have just been chattering away and you wouldn't be hearing me. All you hear is on the radio side also, by the way. So if it all fails, you can hear us on K-Ghost Radio. You can hear us on Country Vault Radio, OlympiaRadio.com, Captain Lucky's Radio on that channel. So there's many stations that we're on, a lot of low-powered stations too. And, of course, Good Springs, 101.3 FM, AM 1610, Part 15, Community Harbor Radio, and beautiful downtown Good Springs. All right, we're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back.
There's no typical meth user. I was from an upper middle class family. Meth is terribly addictive. My first time using it, I was hooked. There was no turning back. I lost my job and I was homeless. I never thought I'd see my family again. I have a great fear of meth because it took so much of me. I mean, it took everything. Meth took over my soul.
Visit our website at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Yes, boy, I'll tell you, drugs are a bad deal. And we're doing a lot of stopping at that border, boy. A lot of things going on. Yeah, they're knuckling down. I'll tell you, boys, stop all that stuff from coming to the United States. Big problems with that. Big problems. Still ongoing. Drugs have been going on for years and years and years. A lot of money to be made. These guys are just the worst. I'll tell you for sure. Yeah. Well, again, I was talking about the Mardi Gras party they had over at the Pioneer Saloon here in Good Springs. And I'll tell you, that was a lot of fun. We had a little parade and we had all sorts of stuff. We had some big, monster, huge truck in the parade. And, of course, a lot of the locals and, throwing out beads the whole bit. And it's just getting bigger and bigger and better and better. Yeah. So always look to see what's going on the Good Springs page, and also the Pioneer Saloon. That's where it's happening now. I'm telling you for sure. Really enjoy the place. Like the guy who owns the place. Boy, I'll tell you, it's our little town is really starting to grow now. We have the guide has Welders Up. You've heard of him. He's Steve, a nice guy. He's got a lot of things going on over there. And as you come through Good Springs now, you're going to see a lot of cool old cars and old stuff, old buildings, and all sorts of cool stuff. So you'll see a gas station. Well, it's not really a gas station. It was a gas. It looks like a gas station. The old pumps there, that you don't get to see much. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff, man. I'll tell you for sure. And it's in beautiful downtown Good Springs. Also, check out the museum that we have here. Open on Saturdays and Sundays. I believe it opens at 11. So that's also on the Good Springs Historical Society page. Check that one out. A lot of cool stuff. And you can go, by the way, if you go to goodspringsradio.com, you can see some links that will take you to those different pages also. And that's another station that we're on, local here on the internet. goodspringsradio.com. Yeah. Wow. Okay. We're about done. I do appreciate you all being there and listening to the show. There's more coming up. Gonna have a good show come up next week also. Be well, be happy, play well together, and be safe.